Hi guys, this is the tutorial for the zombie edit using Pixlr E. Again, hopefully this is our last day in Pixlr E, trying to get all of our new MacBooks charged and ready to go so we can jump into Photoshop. But until we do, we're gonna head over to Pixlr E for this edit. You will need the photo of Brad from Schoology. Go ahead and download that, as well as the 5 other elements or the vectors that I have posted in this assignment as well. Just open them up and download them. And we're going to go ahead and head over to Pixlr. All right, and here we go. Excuse my messy desktop. All right, here we go. So this is the photo of Brad that you should have downloaded from Schoology. You can pretty much do this edit with any photo that you have of a person. So we're going to go outside and we're going to take photos of our friends. You're going to come back in and apply these same steps to that photo, turning your friend into a zombie. So we start with our photo open here in Pixlr E. Double check, make sure you have your navigate panel open, your layers panel open, and your history panel open as well. You'll need all 3 of those. First things first, we're going to change the skin of our guy. We've been calling him Brad. And we're going to head over here to the layer panel. You're going to go to add empty. And you're going to add that empty layer on top of your background layer. So think of these as pieces of paper. We have the picture of Brad, and then on top of it, we have a transparent piece of paper that we're going to color on. So we're going to come over here to our draw tool. Looks like a paintbrush right there. When you click on that draw tool, you're going to notice this menu bar pops up here at the top. You can control the size of your brush right here, as well as the opacity of your brush, or and what I like to say is this right here controls how hard your brush works. So if you have it at 100% opacity, that brush is going to work at 100%. If you lower it, it'll be a little bit softer. So go ahead, and I'm going to leave mine at 100%. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to change the color that we're drawing onto our layer. We're going to double click on this top swatch. And you're going to choose whatever color you would like to color the skin of your zombie. I'm going to go ahead and choose green. And press OK. So I've got my draw tool chosen. I changed the size of my brush a little bit. And I've chosen the color green. Just double check that in your layer panel here, that top layer, that empty layer that we added is highlighted in blue. And you're going to go in and you're going to paint all over Brad's face, leaving only his eyeballs and his lips and his hair. Those are the 3 things we're going to leave. So I'm just going to kind of go over everything except his hair, lips, and eyes. We're going to turn him into the Hulk. And you don't have to choose green. You can choose any color you would like. In my mind, Zombie Brad is green. So let's see, I'll get everything except his eyes, hair, and mouth. Doesn't have to be perfect because the next step is going to sort of blend it for us. Once you have his skin covered like this, you're going to come over to your settings, and it's the 3 dots right here. And when you click on the settings, you'll see blend mode, which we've used a couple times. And under blend mode, we're going to go down to overlay, and that's going to blend that green layer in with his skin. And as you can see, it's not perfect. So after I've used blend mode, I'm going to go in and lower my opacity. And I can go back in and sort of fill in, I don't want it on his eyeball. I'm going to fill in on his eyelids. And that's pretty good. So again, don't only apply the blend mode, go back in and adjust that opacity. If I have it at 100% opacity, he looks like he's radioactive. But if I lower it, it's a little bit more of a natural zombie, which is what we're going for. We're going to do the same step again, but for his hair and for his eyes and his lips. So we're going to go to our layer panel, add an empty layer. I'm going to change my color to purple. You do you. But I'm going to head in and color in his hair. I still have my draw brush chosen, but I'm going to change the size of my brush. And I'm going to go in, color over his hair, just like we did with his skin. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. Cover up his hair. Choose that settings feature right there. Go down to blend mode and overlay. Again, you'll also want to lower the opacity. We're going for highlights more than, you know, straight purple hair. So lower the opacity, make it blend in a little bit better. And again, now we're going to go in for his eyes. I'm going to add an empty layer. I'm going to change the color to, I'm actually going to do a bright blue for his eyes. I still have my draw tool chosen. I can change the size of that up here. I'm going to go in and give him some bright blue eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to try a different blend mode. I think soft light ended up looking pretty cool. Yeah. So you can attempt different blend modes. Overlay does work the best for most colors that you choose. However, if you choose a gray or a white, you're going to want to attempt a different blend mode. So play around with those blend mode options. I'm going to do one more empty layer, and I'm going to go in for his lips. Maybe I want to give him more white lips. Let's see what that looks like. And I don't believe overlay will work for white. So I'm going to play around with blend mode. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling overlay. Let's try color. Yeah, color kind of looks cool. And again, lower the opacity. And if you went outside of the lines or sort of messed up in any way at all, you can, like right here, I'm looking at the hair. I see some purple on his ear. So I'm going to click on that layer where I colored the hair, and I'm going to go back in with an eraser. My eraser tool is right here, right nearby your draw brush right here. Just go back in and erase where you sort of went outside of the lines. Think of it like coloring. That's not terrible. I think we're going to leave Brad alone. Maybe I'll add one more empty layer. Drag that to the top. And maybe I'll hone in on the whites of his eyes. Again, I'm going to choose my draw tool. I'm going to choose, let's give him a nice yellowy eye. Change the size of your brush. Get in there and do the same steps to the whites of his eyes. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see what this looks like. Again, 3 dots, settings. Let's try overlay. I'm just gonna lower the opacity and call it a day. Let's see, his face is not, I didn't quite get the green down here. Let's see. I'm gonna go back in and clean up his face a little bit. No, maybe not. Leave it as is. Boop. Okay. So once you have him all colored in like that, we're gonna flatten our image. He looks pretty good. I'm going to add an image, and these are the vectors that I downloaded from, downloaded from Pinktree. They should be under your downloads. Oh, zombie elements. There we go. I'm going to open up the scar. So you should have downloaded a scar. We're going to open that guy up. You can place the scar wherever you want. Add image. I'm going to go in and add my blood. I'm going to go in and add, last but not least, the skull. The skull is the trickiest. I want to place the skull over his face so that Brad's eyes land right underneath those eye sockets. The nose lands underneath the nose, as well as for the mouth. So the way I do that is I line that up as best as I can. But with that layer selected, I'm going to lower the opacity so I can see underneath it. And as you can see, when I lower the opacity, the eyes turn out okay. The nose is all right, but the skull's mouth is below Brad's mouth. So I'm going to want to size this down a little bit so it lines up a little bit better. And then once you have it aligned correctly, you're going to make sure to bump up that opacity again back up to 100%. I'm going to use my 3 dots, blend mode. I like overlay. I think it looks pretty cool. You can try whatever blend mode you want. But as you can see, some of the overlay lands on his hair. Just to correct it, like I did before, I use that eraser tool. I'm going to go in and just remove where I can see the edge of that skull overlay so it blends a little bit better. And that's pretty much it. Brad looks pretty cool. He looks like a zombie. And I'm going to flatten that image. Once you have all of your layers flattened, as you can see, this is a plain background. I'm going to go to layer up here at the top. I'm going to go down to AI auto mask, and I'm going to remove that background right there. I'm going to add a new background, and I like to use Unsplash. So Unsplash is right here. In the search bar, you can type in spooky forest. You can type in whatever you'd like. Click on the arrow in the bottom right corner to download. And again, all of Unsplash is free. Then I'm going to head back to Pixlr. I'm going to go to add image. I'm going to add that image. And I'm going to drag it below the image of Brad. And there you have it. It's pretty darn cool. My very, very last step is to flatten my image. Go to Filter, Effect Library, and find a filter that you like. Again, don't be too heavy-handed with it. Choose something that just sort of makes it a little bit more cohesive. So lower the opacity of your filter. And there you have it. You've got Brad. He's so cute. Anyway, you're going to save Brad. He's adorable. And you'll submit him to Schoology under Zombie Brad. And that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, I know that was a very quick tutorial. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and slow it down, or send me a message with any questions. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a fantastic day.